in floral from a very young age. My mother actually worked in a floral shop, so I would spend my afternoons after school with her, basically just watching her and her fellow florists arrange flowers and things like that. And then as I got older, she would allow me to help, with the greenery and things like that. Really, really easy. Most of my training did come from my mother. I started at Lynn's 19 years ago. This is my 19th year here at Lynn's. This is my second year here at this store here in Cedar City. I started down in St. George, and then when the floral opportunity opened up here, I went ahead and transferred and moved up here so that I could be the florist here in Cedar. A lot of people are surprised that they can get a full service floral department in a grocery store. A lot of people, I think, have the negative assumption that it's all prefabbed and pretty much the same, but they're very surprised to learn here that we can offer a variety of options to basically fulfill whatever needs they have, not only in fresh cut, in bouquets and arrangements, but also potted blooming, potted greenery, succulents, bamboos, things like that. So we really do have something for everybody, and it's a matter of finding those customers, and a lot of advertising is through word of mouth. But letting them know that, hey, we're here to stay, and we're here to fulfill your needs, whatever it may be. Well, I think being active in the performing arts translates over to the visual arts, which I believe that floral is a true visual art. I think that making something aesthetically pleasing, not only on the stage, both backstage and on stage, how do the lights look, how does it sound, what do the costumes look like, but also how can we transpose that into floral? How can I create something that's pleasing to the eye, and it's a work of art, and it's always nice to add a touch of flair and drama, if you will, to everything that you create. So yeah, I think that's the way to go. How do I do it all? Well, being the only florist here at times can be a little challenging, especially when it gets busy, but I think having a really great base with our store manager and assistant, and they're very flexible with my schedule. If I say, hey, I have a huge order today, they'll allow me to facilitate that, and then I can just adjust my schedule during the week. But I think having a lot of support from the store and being able to order things for myself and things like that, we're able to facilitate what we need, and I never take on more than what I can handle. So far, so good. So, that is the hardest part about building displays, is just deciding on a theme. I've got so many themes and so many different ideas to do, it's hard to narrow it down. But I think creating a good display comes from making a wow experience for your guests, making a stopping point so their eyes don't just glaze over it, but they really stop and say, hey, look what is going on here, what's different in the store today, and so I think by making a bunch of different height levels, and creating a lot of dimension, and deciding on an ultimate theme, really helps make a great display for our guests to come in and see. We include our other department managers and our manager very thoroughly. We oftentimes sit down in department head meeting, and once I have our idea, what we're going to do, we oftentimes cross-merchandise with a lot of different departments and things like that. And when it gets super busy, when I need extra help, like for Valentine's and Mother's Day, I actually have the store manager and the assistant arranging with me. They kind of know, that I need the support and the help, and they're more than willing and more than accommodating to come over and say, hey, do you need some water, or can I green up some vases for you? And so I think by having a good support base, I think it's really great to help to have the other departments support. A lot of people, they have no idea what goes into, oftentimes people say, just throw some weeds in a vase, but it's so much more than that, I mean, how many different techniques you can use, We actually get our flowers from a couple of different sources. There is a company in Provo called Mountain Bloom. They supply most of our fresh cut. They're our wholesaler, and then they order them direct from the growers, in California, Florida, and Ecuador, wherever availability happens. But luckily, most of our potted here comes locally sourced. We've got poinsettias that were delivered just yesterday. They're from a greenhouse just up the road, and then we get our bedding plants in the summer from local nurseries. And so we're lucky that we can get deliveries, in the store that day if we have to. So a lot of our potted and blooming is locally sourced. So it's really great that way.